Talk about a movie that drives the audience into an energetic atmosphere of mystery and suspense. Give it the film Run Lola Run. With fingers crossed, everyone was tied back to their chair, waiting for the outcome of the next 20 minutes. As much as you tried to figure things out, you missed many details. We have selected 20 of them in this video. Let's find them out. Number 20. The energetic running scene. If you say that the movie is about Lola running around to fulfill the 20-minute ultimatum given to her to save Manny, you are right. In fact, the movie title is self-describing. The running with the pounding techno beat gave the movie a special form of action. You will love the scene. But nothing was as tedious and uninteresting to Franka Potente as running around the street to meet a villainous deadline. First of all, who is Franka Potente? Franka is a German actress who played the role of Lola in the movie. She revealed that the sprinting needed her to run while on set, but it was a short distance. If you believe such, you are wrong. According to information given about the movie, Franka needed to run nothing less than 3 miles daily. That is definitely weird. Special effects manipulated no part of the scene. Everything had to happen naturally. It was a lot of work for Franka. In no time, she had severe shin splints. Do you notice the Dr. Martens boots she wore in the movie? There is nothing as discomforting as the boot. The boot was another weight on its own. Franka used twice the energy she needed for running to carry the boot. However, there were scenes where Franka's leg was not captured, and then the director advised her to wear sporty, lightweight sneakers. Franka declined the offer. There was a limited time filming the movie. She believed that changing shoes wouldn't fit in. Number 19. Franka was not in shape for the role. Those movie action moments, seeing your favorite actor jumping from different heights and taking martial arts moves, come with much sacrifice. Before those moves become captivating, an actor behind the scenes needs to get trained and fitted to take the role. Some training involved selecting the food to eat. Some required a special type of bodybuilding exercise to keep up with the energy needed to film the movie. Actors usually push themselves through extreme limits to produce believable actions. In the case of Lola, what was Franka's sacrifice? Franka did little training to perform the role. Let's say she didn't train. She revealed in an interview that she wasn't fit for the role. She was not in shape at all. Having to run while on set was an out-of-this-world stress to her. Do you ask what it means she wasn't fit for the role? Franka revealed that she was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day before getting on board the movie. You know smoking is addictive. Having to drop the habit to stay fit for the demands of the movie will take a lot of time. Franka told the director about her situation. Guess what the director said? "Don't worry, we don't need you to be totally physically fit for the role or have the athletic look." The reason was simple. According to the script, Lola wasn't expecting such a sudden challenge. The whole action happened suddenly, and there must have been an expression of unpreparedness to make the movie authentic and original. That was not fun for Franka. It was grueling. She had to push through limits. But in the end, she gave excellent work that viewers widely appreciated. In fact, her superb acting launched her career into the international market. During an interview about the movie, she joked she would never run again in her life. Well, it seems she just started. Number 18. Why are the colors red and yellow appearing so often in the movie? Do you believe Lola's red hair color was just for fashion? If you think that, then you are getting it wrong. The film producer deliberately made Lola's hair red to pass a message through the movie. The red color was a symbol to reveal the character's situation. Running through traffic and maneuvering through cars can get dangerous. The red hair made her easily visible. Lola's hair was not the only thing that took on the red color. Numerous cars and telephones also glowed red. Each of these objects emphasizes the dangerous situation ongoing in the movie. The red color raises the intensity of the film. It drew viewers' attention and connected them to the hazardous situation if Lola fails. The director also selected yellow to portray danger. You would realize this on the phone box, supermarket, trams, and the like. If you notice deeply, you will recognize that red often appeared in Lola's scenes and yellow in Manny's. Most viewers only admired the beautiful color. Only a few devoted time to study the art behind the color. Thank God you watched this video today. You have learned something new. Let's talk about how they achieved Lola's red hair color. Of course, you know that Franka's hair was not red, which means her hair was dyed. Dyeing hair was a hard choice for Franka. The chemical could damage the hair or act too sensitively. Franka had to battle such a reality. Her hair was dyed regularly to ensure the red color glowed brightly. If she had to choose, taking the role in her natural hair color would have been perfect, but it won't fit into the storyline. Her hair must be red to produce the eccentric lifestyle attached to gangsters. Number 17. How did they come about the picture on the casino wall? Did your eyes capture Kim Novak's backside pose on the casino wall? It was a masterpiece. Let me surprise you. The picture was not meant to be there. Naturally, the casino wall was empty, just cemented bricks and plainly painted. Tom Tykwer found that to be boring. At least the viewers should have something to capture their eyes beyond the action ongoing in the movie. There is nothing bad in a little creative distraction. So, Tom asked the production designer, Alexander Manas, to paint a picture of Kim Novak as she appeared in the movie Vertigo. That was a perfect choice, a perfect distraction. It would create a nostalgic effect, especially for those who watched the iconic movie, which was released in 1958. But here comes the challenge. Alexander didn't remember what she looked like. 40 years back in history, Lane can be difficult, especially in the days when there was little record. Tom suggested Alexander paint the picture as she appeared from behind. Painting from behind means little details. That was a perfect choice. Alexander did the painting and completed it within 15 minutes. The picture brought life to the casino walls. It was no longer a boring wall with nothing to pique viewers' interest. Number 16. How was the phone conversation between Lola and Manny filmed? One of the defining scenes in the movie was the phone conversation between Lola and Manny. Manny, under a frantic situation, called Lola about the money. In the call, he told her he lost the money after boarding a subway train. The conversation that followed was seeking help on how to get back the money, or his life would be in danger. The scene was the biggest in the movie. How did they get that scene perfectly filmed? You are about to get the answer. Usually, phone conversation scenes are filmed by prompting actors to read their lines according to the script to a dead phone. Each character turns their way. This style is prevalent, everyone does it. But sometimes this style poses a big challenge for actors. Reacting to unrealistic situations could be difficult, and it takes several trials to get the perfect action. Tom Tykwer does not want the same challenge to slow down the production, so he did the phone conversation scene differently. The actors were on a live call, but not with each other. An off-camera actor took the end of each of the actors. When it was Lola's turn, the off-camera actor took the position of Manny, and when it was Manny's turn, the same thing happened. They were filmed at different times. The advantage of this style was creating natural communication and more realistic acting. The actor cued into the script easily with that style. Number 15, the significance of number 20. When he called Lola, he told her about the dangerous situation he found himself in. He has to return the lost 100,000 marks. Lola promised him 20 minutes to get the money back to him. She would meet him at the phone booth when the hour got to 12, but he must not rob the supermarket. The 20 minutes were the defining moment for the survival of both Lola and Manny. A little error could lead to a big catastrophe. Did the whole 3 runs by Lola achieve the 20-minute ultimatum? The producers tried their best. At least the first and the last story lasted 20 minutes. Lola's first 2 runs failed, with the first leading to Lola's demise and the second leading to Manny's. Just a little time was missed, and catastrophe struck. In the last run, number 20 turned out to be the savior. Manny was able to get the money from the old beggar who took it and was able to give it back to his gangster friends. Lola found herself in a casino, played the number 22 times, and won the above 100,000 marks needed. The director revealed the power of numbers and how they can turn things around for good or bad. The director narrated a lifetime story of people's fate from the present to the future in a 20-minute sprint run. That was a creative experimentation. Every point in time holds a reality. Just a millisecond delay can alter the whole situation. Lola was delayed in her first 2 runs because of the catastrophic ending. Although the delay was inconsequential, the effect was massive. What about if she had played number 21 or any other number at the casino? Then she would have lost her 100 mark and failed her mission. Tom Tykwer revealed the power of time and numbers in deciding life's outcome. Number 14, hard time editing the supermarket robbery scene. Panicked in the first run and couldn't wait patiently for Lola. He broke his promise, entered the supermarket and robbed it. Along the way, Lola arrived at the phone booth, Unable to find Manny, she looked into the supermarket. Manny was there trying to rob the supermarket. Lola's appearance at the supermarket had perfect timing. Otherwise, Manny would have been apprehended. She entered the supermarket, struck the supermarket security guard from behind, and rendered him unconscious. After that, they got the money they needed and ran into another catastrophe. We won't talk about that now. Let's discuss how the movie production team achieved the supermarket robbery scene. Getting the scene edited posed a serious problem. The editor, Matilda Bonifoy, devised the perfect idea to surmount the challenge. The scene was filmed several times. The better clip from each filming was cut and placed together for the ideal scene. This style was the reason why Manny repeated the same lines multiple times as he pointed the gun at the customers. If it were continuous filming, that would certainly not happen. Tom felt that using a long stretch clip could reduce the energetic feel of the movie. He wanted an action-packed scene where everything is charged to produce a frantic feel that will get the viewer's attention. Instead of spending on special effects to get this outcome, he filmed more versions of the clip, selected the ones with the most decisive action, and joined them. It turned out to be excellent. At least there is nothing wrong with improvising to achieve a target when the finances are low. Number 13. Do you recognize the number on the post-it note in the ambulance? The movie revealed 3 outcomes that would happen to the ambulance in case there is a difference in timing. The first 2 outcomes revealed the ambulance hitting through a glass pane carried across by 4 men, while the third outcome was different. The ambulance passed the same spot without hitting a glass. He got there after the glass pane was taken out of the road. Perfect timing. Lola could also enter the ambulance, although she missed the opportunity in the first 2 runs. A little delay in the casino allowed her to be at the right spot to enter the ambulance. When she got into the ambulance, she saw the security man working in his father's bank under a critical situation. She told the nurse in the ambulance that she would stay with him. Touching the man led to his heart beating again. You wonder what would have happened if she hadn't entered the ambulance. But before that, a quick scene snapped through within seconds. A post-it note was revealed in the scene. A close look at the note revealed a number. The number suggested the actual date when the story took place. Interpreting the number, you will get May 23, 1998. Fortunately, it was around the time the movie was produced. Also, the date had other significance. May 23rd is Tom Tykwer's birthday. Do you wonder about the detailed creativity invested in the movie? Every little detail in the movie has a broad story to share. The creativity behind the film was its selling point and why it got massive acceptance. Every point in the movie, even the tiniest one, has a special narrative and a unique story that contributes to the movie's depth. The more you can unravel these hidden riddles, the more profound the meaning you get. That is creativity at its best. Number 12. The roulette ball landing on 20 was natural. Lola was lucky not to collide with an incoming bus after she ran through the road with her eyes closed. In between this moment, she saw a casino and entered there. In desperation to get the 100,000 marks needed to save Manny from his chaos, she decided to play the roulette game with her last 100 marks. She played the number 20. Fortunately, the roulette ball hit 20. It turned out that the scene was a perfect coincidence. The crew was not specific about the number. They were only filming the ball as it entered the wheel, and fortunately it dropped at number 20, making it a perfect coincidence. The unexpected incident controlled the outcome of the movie. The incident described luck at its best. You wonder why the ball naturally lands at number 20, not any other number. Perhaps it was a trick shot. Luckily, there was no need for a trick shot. Everything came through naturally, saving the filming crew from another stress. Number 11. The man who stole Lola's motorbike got his karma. We have the man who stole Lola's motorbike to blame for the crazy turn of events in the movie. If he hadn't stolen the motorbike when Lola went to get a cigarette, she would have fulfilled the assignment of picking up Manny at the designated spot and taking him to his location. Unfortunately, the motorbike was stolen. Manny didn't see Lola, decided to take a subway train and lost the money bag. The man had his karma waiting for him in the future. In the third sequence, there was a collision involving Lola's father's client's BMW and the gangster's BMW. Behind that was a motorbike rider who landed on the windshield. Coincidentally, the man was the one who stole Lola's bike. Thanks to the accident, Lola could get her bike back. Perfect timing brought back her bike and brought judgment to the thief. The producer used the scene to teach the audience the power of perfect timing, whereby everything falls into place without breaking a sweat. Lola could have lost her bike to the thief if the accident hadn't happened. The accident would not have occurred if Lola hadn't collided with the father's friend's car earlier in the sequence. The little delay and the slight pain brought back her bike. The scene passed a lesson that every little pain and delay is for a big good. That was remarkable. Number 10. The movie carries game dynamics. Like you will have in a game where a character encounters different dangerous obstacles, colliding with any dangerous obstacles would end in fatality. You have nothing to worry about. There is always another chance to start over again, at least 3 chances at most. The movie also worked in that pattern. The first move, Lola didn't reach the destination at the right time. She passed away, and a restart button was clicked. In the second run, she significantly improved. She didn't delay much, but she didn't achieve perfect timing, and Manny passed away. There comes the third run. She had perfected her move by then. She was better aligned with the time, overcame every obstacle, took the right fall, and finished at the right time. The right choice and timing saved the day. Manny got the money and returned it to the right owner, while Lola had extra bucks to carry on with. Director Tom Tykwer knew what he was doing when he patterned the movie in a game-like pattern. It wasn't just a coincidence, it was deliberate. He revealed in an interview that he designed the film like a video game with 3 lives. Perhaps Tom was obsessed with the reality on the consoles and wanted to reproduce a similar experience in a movie, or he was just trying to be creative. Whatever it is, we have Tom to thank for pulling out such a creative and innovative movie. Apart from the fact that Lola had the opportunity to respawn after making a failed attempt, some other things made the movie game-like. For example, the animated sequences. Lola running down cartoon stairs and encountering a dog and a boy feels like a cutscene between typical game levels. The whole style was phenomenal. It was an out-of-the-box idea. No one has ever explored such a creative style. Tom really did an excellent job with the movie. Number 9. Lola's scream might be more than just a scream. Talk about the magical scream. Lola made that happen in the last run when they stormed into a casino. At that point, all hope was lost of getting the 100,000 mark. She just missed being crushed by a bus and didn't find her father in the bank so that she could request a loan. She was on the verge of making the most significant failure that would alter her life completely, the one that would put her boyfriend into danger. You can get where the energy came from when she made that unimaginable scream. The scream did the magic. The ball spun and landed exactly at the right spot. Some fans argue that Lola isn't just lucky, she's altering reality. That scream, mixed so loudly it seems to bend the soundtrack, might be more than emotion. It could be power. The film never explains it, but that's the beauty of Run Lola Run. Is she a normal girl with excellent luck? Or is she something else, a kind of urban superhero whose voice can bend time and chance? It's weird, it's complex, and it makes the ending feel more like a myth than a thriller. Number 8. Strangers' lives are defined in snapshots. The strangest thing in the movie is when Lola collides with a random passerby. The film narrates the stranger's fate in flashes of photographs showing what will happen to the stranger in the future. The last outcome of each of the strangers determines the result of Lola. If it ends badly for them, guess what? Lola's result is bad. The movie producer ensured that Lola's future is connected to the strangers. The snapshots last only a few seconds, but in that time we see everything. The future that will take years is narrated within a few seconds of photos that transition on the screen. The producer hinted at the fleeting nature of life. Let's look at the strangers' futures as revealed by the snapshots. A woman with a baby carriage. In one run, she loses her child. In another, she wins the lottery. In another, she joins a cult. A cyclist. In one run, he's robbed. In another, he becomes rich. In another, he finds religion. A woman with a dog. In one life, she's mauled. In another, she kidnaps a baby. In another, she lives happily. It depends on whether Lola brushed past them half a second earlier. What's so strange is that these snapshots don't advance the main plot. They're little side stories. But they drive home the point. Life is chaos, and your entire future might hinge on a single bump in the street. Number 7. The film moves like music, not just story. Another significant side attraction of the movie is the remarkable synchronization of every action to music. The pounding techno soundtrack gives Run Lola Run its rhythm. The entire film is structured like a musical track. The first run was covered in chaotic, fast, and frantic actions. The beat resonates with the heart and creates the feeling of an urgent intervention. The second run also takes the same drive with a little bit of addition to it. The third run came with a different system. This time the beat had crescendo vibes, revealing that the whole action was getting to the end point. The song made the movie more interactive and engaging and gave it more depth. Fortunately, everyone loved it. Another magical part of the movie is how Lola's footsteps synchronized with the music score. They blended with the electronic pulse, making it feel like her running is an instrument. This wasn't accidental. Director Tom Tykwer directed and co-composed the music, along with techno duo Time Square and actress Franka Potente herself. That's right, Lola helped write the soundtrack to her sprint. That is very resourceful of her. Do you also realize that she added voice to the beat in one of the scenes? The voice brings the beat alive and gives it more depth. The weird result? The movie doesn't just tell a story. It plays like a song. Number 6. How did Lola and Manny communicate clearly with each other at opposite sides of the window? One of the scenes that should have received intense criticism was where Lola and Manny whispered to each other from opposite sides of the window, but were still able to hear each other perfectly. How on earth did that happen? Were they supernaturals? Probably not. It was another sloppy error, or we can call it a film trick. Like they always say, don't try it at home. If you do, it will not work. You will not hear a dime. Before the movie was released, Tom was worried that audiences would figure out the mistake, but it turned out that they didn't. There was so much more to get distracted with in the movie than figuring out a little detail of a film trick. That was weird. Number 5. Easter eggs hide everywhere. Point in the movie is a riddle waiting to be solved. The movie is a detailed work of art. You will always want to watch the film, maybe because you missed a part or couldn't fathom the mystery behind some objects. Run Lola Run is a movie that rewards rewatching for the big themes and the tiny details hidden in plain sight. Let's help you unravel the mystery embedded in the film. Clocks. Nearly every scene has one ticking away, a constant reminder of the 20-minute deadline. Circles, roulette wheels, round clocks. The circle motif is everywhere, symbolizing the endless loops of fate. The spirals had more profound meaning, if not to the audience, than to Tom Tykwer. Tom is a big fan of Alfred Hitchcock's movie Vertigo, released in 1958. The film featured several spiral motifs. Tom's fascination with the motifs led him to reproduce the same set in his movie. It came out beautifully. Recurring strangers. The same background characters appear in all 3 runs, with wildly different outcomes. That is not all. Lola's hair also carried a mystery. We talked about that earlier in the video. The red color describes danger. Even the 2 interludes where Lola and Manny slept close to each other, smoking cigarettes. The scene was covered in red, also explaining the dangerous situation they found themselves in. Number 4. It looks expensive, but it wasn't. How many dollars does the movie cost? Is your guess around tens or hundreds of millions of dollars? You are actually far from the truth. Run Lola Run is not a Hollywood project, so the producer has little access to a lump of cash. Strangely, the movie only cost $1.75 million. Yeah, you heard it right. If you are not surprised at how low-priced the movie was, let's compare it with other Hollywood movies to get a better picture. Have you watched Armageddon? The film was released the same year as Run Lola Run. Guess the movie's budget? It cost a whopping sum of $140 million. Does that get your eyes rolling? Get ready for the next surprise. The Truman Show cost $60 million. Let's not talk about the budget of Run Lola Run again. We can only conclude that the creation of the movie was a miracle. Was it? Let's see how Tom Tykwer made a spectacular movie with a budget of below $2 million. Tom knew that building sets from scratch would cost a lot of cash, so he distanced himself from the sound stage. He decided to film the movie on the streets of Berlin, which cut many costs. What about the camera? Sophisticated cameras also cost fortunes. Well, Tom finds his way around that enormous cost. He used handheld cameras and natural light instead of expensive rigs. That is not all. He could have outsourced the soundtrack's production to an orchestra. Tom also cut this cost by producing the sound himself and putting Lola's voice where a voice is needed, and it turned out to be a smart move. The shot where the crowd spells out the movie title could have cost the production a fortune. Hiring over 1,000 extras to spell out a movie name would have created a hole in the movie's tight budget. Tom wanted the scene to stay, so he devised a good plan for cutting the number of extras needed for the shot, and hence the price. The formation of each letter was shot separately using the same 300 extras. The work did not end there. Tom spent about a month joining the shots in the post-production process. The weird result was a movie that looked bigger than it was, and audiences noticed. The film grossed over $22 million worldwide, becoming one of Germany's most profitable exports. Number 3. Chaos theory in every cut. The movie's storyline ought to be a simple plot featuring Lola taking the assignment of rescuing her boyfriend from the crazy mess he found himself in. However, within those 20 minutes of the rescue mission lies a robust story that expanded into a different channel, giving the plot another type of diversion. At one point, you almost think you are watching a movie series. The producer used a creative and brilliant narration technique, especially with the snapshots. How 20 minutes could trap the stories of different people was unimaginable. Every edit and cut mirrors chaos theory, the idea that tiny differences create massive changes. If Lola leaves her apartment a second later, she bumps into different people. If the dog barks earlier, it slows her enough to alter the chain of events. If her father says one other line, it changes her path completely. The editing doesn't just tell the story, it is the story. The post-production crew did a lot of work to shrink this different story into 20 minutes, creating the reality that a second decision can alter everything, either for the right or wrong. Number 2. It changed the way we tell time loop stories. The creativity behind Lola Run was out of the box. Every move in the movie was nothing short of innovation. For example, repeating timelines was rarely used. Although other movies had experimented with this style, Groundhog Day used it for comedy. However, none of the previous uses can compare to how the producer creatively used this style. The producer gave the style a more complex and robust drive, achieving a philosophical thriller. After the success of the time loop in the movie, other producers adopted the style in their films. The producer of Sliding Doors in 1998 showed alternate timelines based on a missed train. The Butterfly Effect in 2004 also used this style to narrate a chaos story for their dark science fiction movie. Source Code 2011 was a ripped-off version of Run Lola Run. The only difference was the soldiers added to the movie. Even video games and TV shows followed the pattern of the movie. Games like Life is Strange, Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, and Russian Doll are all patterned after the way Lola sprints through Berlin. It's weird to think one low-budget German film reshaped global storytelling, but that's precisely what happened. Number 1. The ending refuses to choose one reality. The movie's ending threw everyone into limbo about the real conclusion of the film. There were 3 runs. The first accounted for Lola dying, the second narrated a fatal ending for Manny, while the third revealed the 2 lovebirds surviving at the ending. But we are left with the question, which of them is the true ending? The movie doesn't confirm whether the third run is the true ending, if all 3 exist in parallel universes, or if Lola somehow bent fate through sheer willpower. These complex realities made the movie weirder. The movie doesn't end with closure. It ends with a question. Questions like, are we watching 3 separate realities or 3 drafts of the same one? Or is Lola, with her impossible scream, rewriting the universe every time she runs? The movie refuses to answer, and that's why people are still debating it today. Which of the 3 realities do you think fits as the perfect conclusion? Let us know in the comments. Like and share this video and click the next video on your screen.